hope you can see my slides.
It's okay. Looks good.
Okay, thank you. Yeah, I have the pleasure to begin with. I have 20 minutes on ETS 630. It will not be enough, but it will give a short introduction, and we will cover more in the next instances. Like Jean-Christophe said, please don't hesitate to ask. Maybe put it in the chat, and we will cover it later. So without further ado, yeah, ETS 630. We released it finally on December the 10th, after many beta versions available to everyone. What was the intent of this? Of course, as you can imagine, as you have heard from much of our communication, of course, to extend the ecosystem through support of KNX IoT, but also keep and improve the support and maintenance of existing KNX installations. And finally, and maybe for my part, most importantly also, is reach the full adoption of ETS 6 in the market. We are on a good path there. Yeah, what does ETS 630 bring? Actually, many things. The 3 points here: quick and secure login, licensing, much improved, much faster. Much quicker commissioning through several features. Recent groups, associations, sidebar improvements, writing multiple groups and automatic interface, and then several performance improvements in the archive and in the project. But we have some recommendations also that my colleague Jesus will cover also. It's very important to maintain your organization account for two new aspects. One of them being device developer, and another being device tester licenses. And then another recommendation from my side: check your IP interfaces and IP routers for associations on tunnels. I will cover that in the next slides. Yeah, we have had several changes in the UI. You can see here now, first time you start ETS 6.3, there's a new way to sign in. There's a with much request from the user base, there's a new project close button. It's not new, but it's better visible because it matters how you close a project. I like to point out the back and forth buttons. They are not new, but people start using them now and experience this as very helpful. And what's new on the group address is a new tab for bus interfaces. That was another request that shows you which bus interfaces a single group is associated with. On the dashboard of ETS 6.3, we have now project counters. It's not just showing the number, but it's also showing a loading indication, so that it will show 3 dots when it's still being enumerated. But it also shows to the user that there's more projects, or that there may be more projects than he can see in terms of tiles. And so it gives an indication to click on this drill down here. Same with the archive, of course. And I always like to point out the collaboration mode. So these icons showing the synchronization status of each project. Here, for example, a conflict. And what's new is, in this case, we have a long project name. This comes from out of our development testing. A long project name that is now being shown, whereas before it was cut off after one line. So now we can display longer project names. Also, of course, again, I pointed out the collaboration mode and the settings, the linked folders, a very handy feature. And what's new is the project access, so what we call the project password manager. We have a YouTube video on that, so you can all find it on our YouTube channel. On the licensing of apps, so on the licensing in general, but here in this case, on the licensing of apps, we can now license multiple apps at once with a control key. So here you can see I'm activating 8 licenses at once. So it makes setting up my platform much faster. Here on opening a project, another tooltip of the project password manager. And then here because we had much feedback on how we display groups in 6.2.2, we have discussed with many users and lots of beta testers We have changed it, and from what I hear, greatly improved how we are showing groups. So we have one column for all the groups, the sending group address on the first place and all the other groups behind that. And we have one column for the description of the group. So either it being a standard group address, like this one here with a long description, or it being a group address part of a function in a room. We have a new import keyring functionality that we can start making use of now. It goes together with the backup keyring, but here now we have a new way of importing keyring also. And we have, of course, improved the diagnostic features for the monitor in this case. When it comes to RF telegrams, there's this notification that simply for technical reasons, you cannot at all cases, at all times, display all the or record all the telegrams. It depends on which channel you are listening to. Another feature request, make this button here in the top left, make this clickable so you can, with this, get to the dashboard. That now works, but also it's showing us the license and the version. And with that change, now here, the plus opens a new tab for the same very project. We have in ETS now a download functionality for apps that are licensed. So when the user is logged in and he has an app licensed, but that is not yet installed, you can see this download button here. And that again allows me to set up my workstation very fast. We have three changes, let's say. One is the free level group address. It's no longer available when you create a project, but when you have a project, it's still there on free. We have the manual filter table manipulation is no longer available, same as the pass-through line coupler. Instead, we recommend either the use of dummies or, even better, the use of secure tunnel associations. And then here is the notification for unregistered devices. In this case, you will see this. You can click on the help link and you will get all the details there. We added a column for serial numbers that makes it quickly visible which devices have already a serial number scanned. You can, of course, edit that either here in the sidebar or directly in line here, but it's, of course, not to be confused with device certificates. That's a different thing. We have changed the project creation wizard that is now creating a default topology, same as before, but it's just not called create line.1 anymore. So it's create default topology. Here we see on the top left, we see secure tunneling. So I have here a secure tunnel on an IP interface, in this case 1.1.255, and I have associations on this. So here I can associate 5 group addresses, and I don't have to take care of the object size. I can directly drop all my group addresses here, either from the sidebar, like I'm doing here, or manually. And this then tells ETS how to create the filter tables for all the couplers involved. Here in the sidebar, 2 changes. We can now drag and drop objects onto the sidebar, whereas before it was only possible the other way around. Now we can multi-select 2 objects and drag them onto here. And we have a new tab for the recent group addresses. This is an automatically created list of the most recent group addresses that were used or created. So you have the topmost always is the last one that you touched. Whereas in this case here, if I would drop these 2 objects on the 010, this 010 would then be at the top of that list. Yeah, what else? I will end with the user interface changes. We have many improvements in terms of performance in the archive and in projects. We can now allow faster tests of the functionality simply by simultaneous writing of multiple groups of the same data point type. The automatic interface selection, which was a great improvement in ETS 6, now even works where multicast is not available. So yeah, the external webcams, so when scanning FTSKs for secure devices, you can now choose between different cameras that you have available. Yeah, improved support for KNX IoT Point API devices, and the semantic export in addition to the TTL format, also now in the JSON LD format. Yeah, looking at the time, we've had, of course, recent KNX system extensions. You know about segment couplers, you know about media couplers. We have security proxy. I'm showing some examples here with the security proxy, where I have security domains here in these blue bubbles. We have maybe IoT up here, RF multi here, and twisted pair with secure devices here. And with this IoT now, that's what this is supposed to depict. We now have also, of course, maybe an IoT router with included thread border router in this case. And then, of course, not to miss, another chance is the secure remote access, where it's important to note. Yeah, with KNX IoT, I like to mention that the toolbag of the integrator has grown. What is KNX IoT Point API? It's sensor actuator communication. So compare that to twisted pair devices. Not to be confused with IoT third-party API. What is KNX Point API? It's native IPv6. It can be thread, like we've seen now in the first devices, but it may also be Wi-Fi, Ethernet, single-pay Ethernet. It's up to the manufacturer's choice. What's maybe to mention for thread creates a self-healing mesh network. So devices can route between devices, and if a device is not available, the network heals itself. Yeah, KNX IoT is secure always. It uses OSCore for end-to-end description. It's interoperable to twisted pair, RF, and NetIP, and it is commissioned with ETS 6. Yeah, maybe lastly, cybersecurity. Opening port 3671 is a bad idea. I think that's obvious. But we have thousands of networks that have this port open. How do we know that? There's tools that we can use to run checks across the internet, find open ports on all IP addresses. But you can imagine also the hackers do this. So why is this port open? Because to allow remote access to KNX installations. This is not a great way of doing this, as you can imagine, because what we see in the reports is also many of these installations have secure capable IP interfaces. Yeah, what do we recommend? Of course, close the ports, use secure remote gateways, activate KNX Secure, Data Secure, and IP Secure. And for the remote access, maybe set up VPNs, and as lastly, also set up BCU keys or make use of programming logs. We have a tool here to check your own network. It goes to the support page of KNX.org. There's a tool, many languages. Share this among your peers. Have them check their own networks. Yeah, takeaways. Get on ETS 6. Why? Well, for full KNX secure support, such as the security proxy, such as the segment coupler, for support of KNX IoT Point API and RF multi, for things like the parallel download on an IP backbone, or the download via serial number, and my favorite features for the linked folders and collaboration mode. What's important, but Mr. Arias will cover this, maintain your MyKNX organization accounts for pooled ETS 6 licenses you have, that you can assign them to your staff, and for your own device developers, and for your beta testers, for your field testers through device tester licenses. And check your own IP interfaces and IP routers for their option to associate group addresses with tunnels. Thank you. little over time, but that was it from my side. I'll hand over to Jesus.
Thanks, Michael.
Sure.
Thanks. You owe me a minute. No, I will try to do this also within my time frame. Thank you very much. Very interesting, all the stuff that you share with us. I want to share now my screen. So hopefully, all right. I cannot see my own.
It's okay.
Sharing, yeah, as my presentation. All right, thank you very much. My name is Jesus Arias. I take care of members and business development at KNX Association. So my colleague Michael was sharing with you all the very important enhancements or improvements in the ETS software, our cornerstone. So as important as understanding what's going on with the ETS is also to know where you can purchase ETS. Well, actually, it's more than that. MyKNX, many years ago, started as a platform for essentially KNX partners to access the ETS software, to purchase the ETS software, to have information about their partner information. But it's grown beyond that and is becoming a full house platform for the KNX community. So it is now very important for KNX members to understand what they can do with MyKNX and why they should be all having access to MyKNX with the right roles, with the right administration rights, so they can have their membership profile up to date and have access to the latest information. So that's in a nutshell what I'm going to share with you. I'm going to explain what is the MyKNX portal. Then we'll look at the dashboard, especially the dashboard for members. I'll give you a quick live tour where we cannot tap into everything, but I will give you some hints about the most important features and eventually call to action and takeaways at the end of the presentation. Still people joining, don't worry, this is being recorded. You just missed the ETS updates. Now we're starting with the MyKNX tour. So MyKNX portal, well, what is MyKNX? Is your centralized platform for managing your activities as a member. So still, to date, many people think MyKNX is just a place to purchase ETS software, but you can do everything as a member from within the platform, especially activities as very important, like certification. So you our registration certification is done over the online registration tool, which is embedded in the MyKNX. You can do your account management, everything related to the orders from your company and payments and so on. It's also your source of the most relevant information and support. For many years, we've been putting out a technology e-newsletter every quarter. Is the result after the KNX technical board meets, and then with the most important highlights, we put this information in a very in a short way to share the most important highlights, and then we send this to our members. So we send this to over email, but then all the historic of these newsletters is available through MyKNX. Also very important, if you're a member that joined 1 year ago or 2 years ago, you can check the tech e-news from some years ago before you even became a member. It's also your one-stop to acquire all your development tools, like manufacturer tool, EITT, the translator tool, upgrade, and so on. And it's also your training platform. We are adding more value with new type of trainings where you can, as a manufacturer, get this training in one place. So it is very important to understand that MyKNX works at 2 levels. It is personal accounts that's how it started as a personal account for KNX partners. But now you have also organizations, since a few years ago. So a personal account is your own personal account. You might have your own ETS software, for example. You work as an individual, but then you might be part of an organization, which can be a KNX member. So as a KNX member in that MyKNX profile, then you can have a different view, a different dashboard. So who is managing the KNX member profile? Yes, we can do everything from the back end, but we try to encourage our members to keep their profiles updated and to organize everything themselves. So for that, I have a very resourceful article that explains everything you can do over there, and we will share that in this presentation. So member manager role, that's the one that can do everything. Then there are other members can be other managers can be assigned. There can be more than one manager, and there are other type of roles that are constrained to their domain, like could be accounting or certification. So why is it so important to keep an updated profile? To avoid delays or issues when handling services like certification, membership. We update the member certificates every year. So you don't need to ask us to send you the certificate. You can get it from MyKNX. Very simple things or more complex things, everything can be done quickly on your side. To provide the right privileges to the right people within your organization. Some small companies, everyone access everything. In more structured, bigger companies, you have departments and you only want people to access what they should. And also to have operational access to the resources across the organization, like tools, etc., processes, and so on. So this is the link that you can, I will also put this in the chat, but this is part of the presentation, which we will put together with the recording. This is the article that explains what you can do as a member and how you can keep your member profile update, your membership details, your contact details, the organization employees or people involved in the company, and the membership information, the one that you display towards the community. So my KNX dashboard. So this is you as a member, you gain access to the different elements on the dashboard based on your activities. So you are always an organization, and if you are a KNX member, you have also the member dashboard extension, where you can already have your member-related basics, like your member profile, request your manufacturer code, member documentation, most important resources, and so on. Then when you are a manufacturer, because not all members are manufacturers, although a majority of them are, a manufacturer is a company that is in a licensee or a shareholder of the KNX Association and is registering and certifying KNX products. So this is an extension of the dashboard and is more complex because you have products, you can organize your catalog and so on. There is also ETS app development. So in case you are putting ETS apps in the market, then you have also the specific dashboard for ETS app management. That could be the case of a KNX Daily Gateway, that you have an ETS app. It's known as the Device Configuration App, which is an ETS app. Then in that case, you will have the ETS app dashboard extension as well. If you are a training center or a test lab, then your dashboard grows with your activities. What you can do in the shop, upgrades. Actually, the system picks up the licenses that you already have, and it suggests the upgrades that you can do. The standard tools like ETS or ETS apps. Your member tools, which are specific to you. Only KNX members can purchase the manufacturer tool and the EITT, or books and ebooks. Also, some books or ebooks that are only for KNX members are shown here. There are courses, as I said, training. We have the eCampus. It's great for onboarding. If you have a new employees joining the company and maybe they are not acquainted with KNX, you can do or use the eCampus as an onboarding resource for them. We have security, very important. My colleague Michael was mentioning a tool for security. Well, we have a specific training on security that is very relevant for anyone in our industry. And this year we launched a new development guidance training, which explains what you can develop in KNX from a business case perspective. And it includes all the information regarding KNX IoT. My colleague Michael was explaining about the KNX Point API device, not to be confused with a third-party API. Well, all that it is explained in this training that I encourage you to enroll. There's also support. There are support articles. There are quite a lot and very comprehensive, but also the tickets, the support tickets. So you can, an advantage of using MyKNX is that you can see the tickets that you've been opening in the past, and it gives you a perspective of your previous questions and so on. All right, running out of time, so I'm gonna do a live tour where I'm gonna share my screen, and I'm gonna show you quickly a few features of the actual dashboard. All right, so I understand that you can see my new screen, which is not my presentation. Okay, so I'm now looking at dashboard. I'm in my personal MyKNX. This is what I opened with my email address, and then I create my MyKNX account. But this is my personal account, and here you can have, as you can see, the dashboard is much more limited. It's for a person, so you can have your orders, your products that you've purchased. You can trigger applications here to become a KNX member or a training center, if you have vouchers and so on. But when it becomes interesting, and what I want to share with you today, is that you can then switch to your KNX member dashboard. In this case, I'm using KNX Association, which has similar privileges to the KNX member, and it's sufficient to demonstrate here today. So when I switch to my KNX member dashboard, you can see that this is now much bigger, and you have access to many more things. So a few interesting things: your member profile. So this is your actual information of member name, what you display on the website, the information that you display to the community. You have your certificates, like a member certificate, the most updated one, your status, if you're a shareholder, licensee, interested party. And even if you're going to cancel your membership, which I discourage you from that, but everything is accessible here. You have other important things like your resources. This is the access to the specifications. So there is a specific SharePoint folder that all the updated KNX specifications are in there. And because we change the credentials every now and then, you will always find them here in this link. We can look also at, for example, the news. This is where the Tech e-news you can see there are from previous years as well. We do cleanup every now and then. Also technology forums that we've been running every year. So in this week before the year is over, we are adding the tech e-news from now December, and the technology forum that we had a few weeks ago. We are adding all the information here as well. So this is also very interesting for a company where you have new people joining. They can check what's been done in the past here. You have, as a manufacturer, you can handle your products. This is also very comprehensive. This is where you can check your product catalog. You can trigger your product registrations, see the status of certification, and so on. So it's very comprehensive, and this is where you should do all your activities as a member regarding product registration. And a few more things, your ETS apps. So you can also here handle your ETS apps. Okay, in this case, I haven't accepted the latest agreement, but you see, we keep all documentation up to date here as well. So if you need to sign something as a member, there's a new version of, for example, the agreement. Everything is done through the platform. The advantage is that we can keep track of everything, how it's been done, because we have the logs of the activity in the MyKNX, and we can trace back whatever that has been done from the activities perspective. So yeah, also last one, members. If you go to account organization members, here you can see the people involved in the organization. You can see the access roles. All these roles are explained in our support area. But you can see here, for example, member manager or member contact person. This is the person that is displayed on our website as a contact for your organization. You can add new persons. So if you have a new person joining the team, you can add them by email or MyKNX username. So you can keep this up to date with your with the employees working in your company, so they all have the right access to the right things. So, because we are running out of time, I just want to say a couple of things. Call to action. Please check your MyKNX account. Is it linked to your organization, to the KNX member? Do you have access to the right items on the dashboard? And if you don't have one MyKNX account, please create one. It takes less than 2 minutes, and then you can ask in your organization, or if you don't know who is the member manager of your MyKNX profile, you can ask me via support ticket or email, so you can gain access to all these features. You can get up to date regarding tech e-news visiting the section that I show you in the member news. And you can learn everything about KNX development with the latest training about development guide, and see what's the newest thing in KNX, especially regarding KNX IoT. So takeaways: leverage this incredible platform to optimize your operations as a KNX member. Keep your member profile up to date to ensure smooth communication with us, also with the community, by displaying the right contact people on the website, and make the most out of the resources, support, courses, and more. So thank you very much. On time. I appreciate your time, your attention. Any questions, you can email me. You can see my email address here. I will share now in the chat box my email address and the article I mentioned during my presentation. Thank you very much.
Jesus, thank you very much indeed. Right on time. You can hear me, right, everybody? Or somebody can signal?
Yes,
Yes,
it's okay.
Yeah, thanks. So I am already sharing my my screen to present my presentation. So this is I'm Castro from KNX. I'm working in the marketing department, and I'd like to share with you now it moves. So a couple of ideas. So we will talk about the activities, the new working groups where marketing is part of, and the new marketing services for next year in 2025, and a short overview of the calendar of events that we already planned for next year. First of all, next year is the 35th anniversary of KNX. So we will be, through the year, we plan to highlight the different achievements the KNX has reached every year or in the course of the time. And for this, we will also be asking you as KNX members, we will ask you to share your story. So when did you join KNX? Why did you join KNX? So here we see that we have a good opportunity to offer you to share with the KNX community your plans, your story here. Next to this, in addition to the 35th anniversary, for next year, we also plan to organize a global ETS roadshow. So with always with the new version of ETS that we have, we want to promote it, and we are looking for, we are internally already discussing and looking for ideas and cooperation with members so that we can not only just promote ETS, but we want to do this by sharing applications and new devices when performing the presentations, the workshops, and webinars that we are aiming to do in next year in 2025. So here we also find a good opportunity for you as a KNX member to promote your devices through all these events that we will organize in 2025. We will work together with the national groups, with the community of ETS ambassadors that we have established this year in 2024, and with those members interested in promoting their devices. We will send, so for Q1 in 2025, we will do all the preparations so that we can launch this roadshow between Q2 and Q3 of next year. And about the new working groups, just to inform you, so this year, in the beginning of the year, there was, it was called the North Star meeting. And as a result of that, in a discussion with the KNX Executive Board, 4 North Star groups were created. In particular, marketing collaborates in 2 of them. One of them is the working group internationalization, in which what we aim here is to analyze the presence of KNX in different countries or regions. Sometimes we work in terms of regions, to make sure that we set the strong foundations, so the good ground for the KNX, so that it's ready to start activities together with national groups, with training centers and members later on. So this group takes care of this. We define all these regions, so we evaluate them, we analyze them, and then we decide the efforts to target per country or region. Here we are also working in how members can be part of the national groups, so the official representatives of KNX in the different countries. And for this, we are working now in creating the necessary benefits for members and for the national groups so that they will become a strong national association in every country. We will make also a call for members to invite companies to join this working group. So we are now in discussions about this. And there is another working group, which is, we call it the KNX Customer Journey Group, in which we already made several meetings through the years, online meetings, and like you see on the picture, like this is from the last face-to-face meeting in November. Jean-Christophe and Michael are the responsible of this group, that they are here in this call today. And here we bring simplicity. Simplicity for the customer, simplicity to start with KNX, simplicity for the tools. It's basically it is about how we can make a smoother path for all the new customers and existing customers we have at KNX. And here marketing, we also collaborate in this working group, of course. So we are part of this as well. And next thing is that we just released the marketing services brochure 2025. So there are new services that we have included and new packages that we created. Some of the services are limited, so we are already sharing this with you. So with this, I will put the presentation on the chat, and I'll see with you if you want to reserve or to book any service or package. So you can do via my colleague Sarah. So you have the email here, or directly on the brochure you will find a way to do the booking. What is most interesting, of course, there are several options for you. Of course, we always recommend you to book a package because every package has a quite considerable amount of discount. So you have from the bronze package 50% discount to until if you opt for the platinum package, you get up to 40% discount. So that's a good saving for you and your company eventually. I'm sorry for this double dot there. I just realized there is one dot too many there. Next thing is, so for the marketing services, you can download them and have a look because these are for the services of 2025. Now is the right time to book it so that you secure your spot. Last but not least, a bit of an overview of the events that we have in 2025. So starting already in January, KNX will have a booth together with KNX Members at the Light and Intelligent Building in Dubai. It is in January in Dubai, and it will be a collaboration KNX International together with KNX Members. So we are looking at expanding or improving and establishing the formal KNX National Group Middle East, and that's the reason why we are there. ISE 2025 in Barcelona, so this is one of the big events. So KNX International has put focus on light and building in Frankfurt every other year, and every year they put the focus on ISE. ISE is the event for AV professionals, and they are now opening their scope to home and building automation professionals as well. So for them, we are a key player at this event at ISE, and they really, we are very close working with them on their board already so that we can plan new ideas for future editions of ISE. So KNX has a big booth there. There are 30, if I'm not mistaken, 32 companies with 34 panels. I need to check the final number, but it's something around 30 KNX members are presenting their solution at the KNX booth at ISE. Another event, ISH, organized by KNX Germany. So we help them. So we used to organize this, but KNX Germany has become a very, very independent and strong association with a big presence in Germany, and they organize now ISH. So we help them in some aspects, and we will do an invitation to. So we will support KNX Germany to invite you as KNX members if you want to join at the KNX Germany booth at ISH 2025. So you will get this invitation in the next couple of days. Another event, so it would be as well, we are working already with Light Fair. It's an event by Messe Frankfurt in Las Vegas in the US market. So here we are, the US market is one of the regions, countries, where we are making one of the most efforts to guarantee the future of KNX in that country. For this, we are looking at KNX Association together with members to participate at this event. So if you are interested, please let us know because we'll put you in touch with the national group and with our colleague, Jose Maria, who can help you in becoming a member of the national group and then in joining this event in Light Fair 2025 in Las Vegas next year. There is also in the month of May, there is the Smart Home Expo in India, another big country for us. This country is booming and it's really growing very much. In the last 4 years, the KNX growth has increased very much. We have a KNX booth together with the National Group India. So there are the members of KNX India, they join this booth that we have both together, and then we work together having this participating in this Smart Home Expo together with a couple of conferences that we organize during the event. The IoT Expo in Santa Clara in the US again is it's a smaller booth compared with the previous ones, but still is a big event within the IoT industry. For us, very important. So we already participated 2 times. If I'm not mistaken, it's 2 times. And the results, so the return of investment that my colleague Jesus, who's been there every time, has brought with new members and potential members that they are already members today, is very good. So for us, it was really good to step into this kind of event in the US for the IoTech Expo. We will be again next year in June. Next, we have we will start. So this is for your information. In June, around the month of June, we always do the call for participation at IC. So for us, you as a member, you need to plan your events soon in advance. So we normally around the month of June, we will call for participation at KNX at ISE 2026. And the same we will do, even if sometimes we even combine the same invitation for the call for participation to join Light and Building 2026. So if it's interesting for you, already plan. And if you don't hear from us around the mid of June, you just drop us a quick email like how it's going, what is the status. So because it might be that you missed the email if you are not subscribed to our newsletters or similar. So for that, we recommend you to subscribe. So today in this call, there are some people who they couldn't receive the email because they are not subscribed. So you have colleagues about that they are interested in events or they do the marketing part, please ask them to let us know they are the marketing representative from your company so that we make sure that they will receive our emails. We also have a KNX national group. Then we move to in October. Next national group will be in Croatia. We in the last years we lately start with the day before. It's a KEB meeting, the KNX Executive Board meeting, and then we have 2 days of KNX national group where all the delegates, well, presidents, secretaries from national groups, they meet in these events. And if you, as a company, you are interested in joining this event, as a KNX member, we can also invite you. So please tell us about it if you are interested so that we include you in the invitation for this event. Next will be in October. We are aiming to make a special anniversary day or event from KNX Association in the month of October about the 35th anniversary of KNX. In October, there are other events as well, like the Home and Building Expo in Oman, where KNX was already participating this year. And it will be also, we are planning already to be there next year, as it's important to work together with the KNX National Group Middle East. And normally in October that month, so this year came a bit late, but we are also aiming to launch the new KNX Marketing Services Brochure 2026. We want to release it by the month of October so that we understand that some of you as a KNX member, you are already planning the budget in October, even if not earlier than that. So we want to release a bit earlier the marketing brochure of the year after, so that is for you can plan already your events where you would like to join KNX. Couple of more events. It will come also the call for the journal 2026. It normally comes in the month of November. So there is when you can plan which products you would like to promote in the edition of the journal the year after. And the call for the Advent Calendar game. This is the most successful activity we do online, the most successful KNX activity we do online. So we have around 70,000 users through the 24 days of the Advent Calendar that they are joining this event. So 24 members, they donate a product here. So they participate with one product to highlight this product and to be within them, so to play in the game for the people to win it. It's a really good game, and now is so 16th. Today, of course, there is one day, the day 16th is on the game. Some other events I didn't mention, so I went through the most important activities in 2025, and these are some other events that are also organized by our national groups directly. So as a KNX member, it is important, we find it's important for you to join KNX International at the same time that to consider in which regions or countries you want to be visible, because then we recommend you to join their national groups. National groups, they help you to have the local visibility and to reach and approach the local professionals, the local market. And since we are now closing or working closer with them to have a better collaboration with the national group starting from next year in 2025, they will have new tools that we find they will be very useful for the members to make use of these tools. But for this, you need to be a member of those national groups. Here is an example of different type of events, since trade shows, workshops, seminars, webinars sometimes. So there is a wide range of events around. We are 4 minutes to finish this meeting, and I want to share with you also my takeaways, like my colleague Jesus did. So the first thing is join our global events that we have next year in 2025. KNX is 35. You can promote your company. You can share your story with our community. And in the event of the ETS Global event, you also will have the opportunity to promote your products. So here you can have your devices promoted and put in practice, which is even better, through the ETS events that we will release next year. So there you can sponsor with your products. That is, we will do a call for participation for you to join. It will come in Q1 2024. Secondly, because some of the services that we sell to KNX members, marketing services that we sell to KNX members are limited, we recommend you to already book your spot already now, so that you guarantee when and what you want to promote. Otherwise, you have to choose from those services that they are available, that they remain available. And last but not least, in my last part of the presentation, in the last section, I have shared the events that we as KNX, together with the national groups, we organize together, so where we invite you to come. But at the same time, we want to make a call for events. So we want to ask you as a KNX member where you will be presenting your KNX related devices, your KNX related devices, solutions, services, so that we can also use this to help you in promoting your company, your product, your solutions through the local community wherever you are participating, even if KNX is not with an official KNX booth or the national group is not there. And for that, we will communicate with all of you. We will communicate also in Q1 2024 so that we help making this promotion. To give you an example, KNX, we are not at CSA, but CES, but some companies are at CES, and we can promote those companies that they are there. And that's it. Thank you very much for your time. Thank you for staying connected.